All right. Oh, welcome guys. Let's bring that music down. Adjust the mic here. All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Monday stream for this week. Hopefully everyone has been having a great day so far and great night so far. Maybe I should bring the music down a little bit more. Let's make sure my audio is going perfect here. Okay, I think we're good. All right, what is up, guys? Hello, hello. Thank you guys for 3 likes so far. We just began. Awesome, awesome. Oh, and guess what, guys? We are 10 subs away from 600 subs on this channel. My God, we're growing very, very quickly. We're almost at 1,000. That's a lot of people. Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone is, well, they should be getting the notifications on YouTube if you have your notification bell on. Again, that option is observable and you can see it once you hit that subscribe button down below. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, or at least consider it, by the end of this stream. All right, so with that being said, let's go over just the tickers that I really want to go over tonight, and those specific tickers are from this week's CFO Swinger Watch Report. Okay, for the week of October 6th through October 10th. And if you guys don't already know, or for any of the newcomers here that are watching the stream right now, or for the replay, you guys can always just take a look at the title, of course, of the video, obviously, but just take a look at the description box down below. Okay. So this week, it's been a heavy week full of it's been a week full of healthcare and financial tickers. So, for example, we're going to take a look at OSCR, right, Oscar, but we're also going to take a look at TEM, which is also a part of the healthcare industry, more the tech side, just like with OSCR, and I'll explain why that is, and also for financials, we've been looking at NTRS. Okay, I'll give you guys those charts here soon. But again, tonight's focus is for OSCR, Oscar. Okay, ticker symbol OSCR. So before we dive in, let's take a look at what I've said in the actual report. So this is what the report looks like, okay, for any of the newcomers here, and this is sent out every single Sunday night. All right, I put in a lot of time and effort to make this report and also to make it look good, right? And hopefully, this is one of those reports that can definitely help you during your trading journey. It can help you definitely learn a lot every single trading week, every single Sunday night, and also you guys can have the opportunity to learn and earn as well, right? Because these are actionable ideas, applicable single report. Okay, and I can guarantee you guys 100% that you guys will learn something every single week from each single, well, every single report here. Okay, every single Sunday night. All right, so hey, thank you guys for those reactions. So let's go over and head on over to the section where I go over OSCR, right? So OSCR Health, right? So basically, this is a healthcare company that's basically focused on tech, right, and bringing the healthcare industry up to speed with the technology side of things. All right, so this is what they said on their own website, and this is a direct quote. So powered by our own differentiated full stack technology platform, we have built a suite of services that enable us to earn our members' trusts, leverage the power of personalized data, and help our members find what they can afford. All right. And then they said, we are proud to have earned industry-leading levels of trust, engagement, and customer satisfaction from about 1.6 million members who have chosen OSCR. And this is a very good feat. I mean, this is a significant feat from them, and they continue to grow as well. That's the first point that I'd like to point out for you guys for OSCR. And I think that they have a lot more potential to grow their customers and their members, right? Now, the thing that really just stood out to me for OSCR from their overall goals as a company, as a healthcare company, that is navigating the really backed up healthcare industry in the United States and really outdated healthcare industry that doesn't have a very good integration with tech. I think OSCR is really trying to fill that space in, and there are a lot of positive ways that can really affect both the healthcare provider and insurer and the patient themselves, right? So this entire trifecta of parties can really benefit from what OSCR is trying to do here for the longer term. And so what I mean by that is this. So for example, right, whenever there's a key problem, so I'm reading it right here from the report, right? Whenever there's a key problem between providers and insurers, like simple communication problems or even prior authorization, which I've gone through them before, so I know the pain, and I'm sure most of you guys have gone through that pain as well, it's the patient that suffers the most, right? And so, again, the company themselves are focusing on such pain points in the healthcare industry, right? And so the healthcare provider is always trying to advocate for the patient, but it's sometimes not enough when the provider themselves are swarmed with other patients. So OSCR Health is really trying to address such simple yet convoluted problems through its tech products and services that could make navigating the healthcare industry a lot easier. And again, just as a side note, I write all of this, okay? And, there's a lot of people who, there's been personal friends of mine who are telling me, hey, you should try using AI, right? AI could really make these paragraphs that this literal essay that I'm writing every single weekend, right? Excuse me. Oh, did our connection go off here? Hopefully not. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. All right, we're back. And so, it's, to me, I don't want to do that. Okay, I never thought of doing that, even when ChatGPT came out. I think like late 2023. I think that's just when, or was it early 2024? No, I'm pretty sure it's late 2023. But I really wasn't leaning into that idea, and I never would, because again, this is my own. I'm the one that's doing the due diligence, right? I'm the one that's doing the research, and I'm the one that's summarizing what I've read so far and what I've taken in from my research and my due diligence. So I want to put my research into my own words and give you guys kind of a layman's quote-unquote analysis essay and overall analysis on specific companies that I'm researching on. So this is what I do, right? This is what I'm doing for each and every single report every single week. And so OSCR just really stood out to me. Let's just go back to what we're talking about here now. and it really just stood out to me that they are a company that's really trying their best to fill in that void and address these pain points that are really common across almost every single state, if not all states in the United States, right? And maybe if they are big enough in the long-term future, maybe they can start expanding their operations internationally, maybe into Canada, maybe even into Mexico, right? Because OSCR Health specifically has services that are specifically orientated towards Hispanic and Latino members, right? And it's specifically for Spanish-speaking members as well, too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to really spread into Mexico or, again, even into Canada, so internationally, right? So to other countries, other nations, right? Obviously, they're just up north and down south of us from the United States, but OSCR Health, from a fundamental perspective as well, they still have a lot more to improve on. That's where I've mentioned this in this specific area here, which you guys can pause and read, or you guys can just screenshot for any of the people who are watching the stream. But again, if you're watching the replay right now, you guys can just simply pause. But again, overall, fundamentals are looking solid. Financially, their overall financial quote-unquote health is looking pretty balanced, is what I would say. Things a little bit shaky. There's a lot more areas that they can improve on from fundamental metrics that I've looked at for OSCR. So as long as they continue to put their effort and go with their financial plans to address those potential drawbacks or inefficiencies regarding their financial health, I think this company can work out very well, right, in the near-term future. So, for OSCR, from a technical perspective now, and let's segue into a technical perspective, I think there's a lot of potential for an explosive move up higher because, well, as I said here, now as seen on the weekly time frame chart above, right here, and then you guys can see it in the background here as well on TradingView, I think the bulls are finally starting to realize this potential, right, for the longer term upside, right? Because last Friday, it provided us with a very nice breakout move from that macro wedge chart pattern, finally breaking over that $19 whole number resistance level or the $19 to $20 supply area, right? So this was accompanied by a significant amount of volume, which makes me think that this has enough fuel to continue higher. So that takes me to the bigger picture perspective at hand on the weekly time frame. Because if you scan the time frame all the way from the left, all the way to the right side, right, you can see a very clear massive consolidation phase / macro flat base chart pattern, right? And this flat base ranges from $13, right, $13 right here, all the way up to $23. So with last Friday's breakout, so obviously this is last week's candlestick here, but again, last Friday's candlestick is what really made up this large candlestick here on the weekly time frame. This potentially means that we have yet to see the actual longer term move on this ticker. So with every single higher time frame showing complementing bullish patterns, candlesticks, and volume bars, I think we can get a very high probability that this larger breakout occurs. And on top of this technical perspective, the overall healthcare industry, or ticker symbol XLV, has received a large boost for all of last week as biotechs, ticker symbols XBI and IVB, began to pump due to government / catalyst news. So the strong sector coupled with some very good future prospects and growth for this company, I think there are some very serious positive implications for share prices to rise a lot higher from this point onward. Okay, so that is what I said for OSCR to end out. And obviously I gave the entire 3-point game plan and also the specific option contracts that I want to look at. And boy, did these option contracts and this 3-point game plan work out very, very well today. Because if you guys didn't know, well, I mentioned this today early in the morning. Excuse me here. Let me stop clicking on random things. I told my private CFO Discord members that I've been noticing that Oscar is really just holding above this $21 whole number level really well. And so, I think this is a very good chance that we can at least see a nice pivot today. And that's exactly what we did. So we made a low today at 21.17, so $21.17, and we never looked back from that point forward. Okay, and we ended up closing with a nice hammer candlestick. But now here comes the juicier part, right? So Oscar, after hours, decided to move in a very, very large way. And what I mean by that is, well, take a look at the after hours here, right? Oscar jumped to $25 per share here. Right, so it jumped up, I think a little over 12%. I think that's from the closing price here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's over 12% there. Just quick maths in my head. Yeah. So a little over 12%, and currently overnight, let's see, it's sitting at $24.16. So it came back down a little bit, right? But that's another massive move overnight, right? And after hours as well. So I think this is just again a very good opportunity here, and okay, we should be back soon. Yep, we're back. Sorry guys, I think the internet is a little bit spotty here today. Yeah, okay. We're back. So as I was saying, as long as Trump doesn't really touch the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, and what it does, I think Oscar Health really has an opportunity here to really just fill in the void that has not been filled for quite some time with regarding affordable healthcare plans and the individual and family plans that's really hard to navigate for a lot of people. So I think Oscar really is just, it has that potential, and obviously the share price alone, the overall action and trend alone, especially after hours today, is a clear example that there's a lot more re-rating that has to come in for Oscar here. And again, as long as they can continue to show up to investors and say that, hey, and especially Wall Street, that sense and the future valuation for this company will also make sense, they need to continue to do well, right? And from a fundamental perspective, and specifically from a financial health perspective, they need to really outdo themselves and really show Wall Street and investors that they are really focusing on financial efficiency and their overall financial health. Okay, so again, hopefully that was a very good peek at the CFO Swinger Watch Report and what I've written for OSCR. And again, you guys can always read the full report every single Sunday night, right? If you become a reader. As long as you guys can become a reader, you guys will gain access to these CFO Swinger Watch reports and all the previous reports as well, as long as you guys can, as long as you request it to me, right? I will send them to you guys once you guys become a reader, right? Oh, and we're back. Oh man, we're just having some spotty server issues here and connection issues, but I'll make this quick. Okay, so Oscar has a lot of room left, as I've said, and I think just it has that room to reach $30 per share. I think it just, everything is lining up, right? The technicals, the fundamentals, it just shows a success story, especially a turnaround story, because Oscar was a penny stock back in 2023 and 2022. So now that it's solidifying its seat here as a double-digit share price stock, I think there's a good chance that it can continue to stay above $20, at least away from the teens here, right? Above 19 especially, as I've stated earlier in the report when I showed you guys and I was reading the report itself. And I think there's a good chance that we can at least hit the maximum target that I'm seeking for Oscar at $30. So that's kind of the previous pivot high point that we saw here, a little up over it during its IPO days and its price discovery days. and obviously it's right underneath the lows of its IPO days, the very initial early innings of its IPO price action here, right? So, you know, I think that's overall a very ideal and realistic, not just ideal, but realistic target for Oscar here, as long as it's able to, from a technical perspective, continue its momentum and continue to see this massive amount of volume accumulation that we've been seeing for the past 3.5 months here. Yeah, around 3.5 months, we've been seeing some massive volume accumulation here. Okay, so again, Oscar, very, very good prospects for future growth, and as a very potential major player in the healthcare insurance industry and just the overall healthcare like services industry as well. Okay. All right, so that's kind of my overall outlook, and as to the reasons why I think Oscar can definitely have it a lot of room to $30 here. And again, I have shown you guys my my overall game plan and 3-point game plan as well. With options and with equity here in the report a few minutes earlier. So make sure you guys go back and screenshot it, or at least pause in the video on the replay when you guys have the chance to do that, because again, everything is working out perfectly so far and in our favor. So hopefully all my targets are met, especially the targets that I mentioned in that 3-point game plan. So make sure you guys read that part, and make sure you guys go back on the stream here, or the replay if you guys are watching the replay. Okay, so with that being said, let's go over some of the tickers that I mentioned in the description box, which also happens to be the tickers that are in this week's list, or what I like to call the momentum mentioned list. Okay, so aka list. Okay, so first of all, we have TEM, the beauty of an IPO, right? Because this one has been just basing in a massive way ever since it IPO'd back in June of 2024, right? And so now it's a little over a year now, which is still considered a baby. I would still consider it as an IPO because it's only been over a year, a little over a year. And this one is looking extremely explosive because it continues to stick to its highs, and today it went past the previous pivot high point I saw over here. And so again, I've talked about TEM or Tempus AI multiple times, but this is a very good relevant ticker to look at because we are focusing on the healthcare sector, and obviously the overall AI trend is still continuing, continuously behaving like a very bullish, in a very bullish manner. That's what I meant to say. Right? So, you know, healthcare combined with AI, that's essentially what Tempus AI is. And I think it's just, that combination is just, it's just really good, right? Especially when we're focusing on the overall quote-unquote defensive sectors that really have not, or value sectors, as a matter of fact, that have not really participated much in this overall tech-led market rally, right? So TEM, my analysis is the same. It has not changed. Unfortunately, I was pushed out on this candlestick here, so I'm assuming I am the weak buyer at this point. Right? But I'm most definitely looking to get back over $94.10. So this will be my official entry point to really let me know that, hey, we need to get back in right now, right? So TEM, this is what I have for the list. Now the second ticker in the list was Circle. Okay, so this is the other this is the kind of the stable coin company, or the treasury, the cryptocurrency treasury company. I don't really, you know, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but that's kind of the gist of what I got for this company and why it's received so much bullish momentum after its IPO, right? But now that that kind of hype has died down, this one's still really trying to hold a very nice trend here. And so obviously from a weekly perspective, the first thing that I've noticed is that, hey, this kind of looks like a bear flag, right? But here's the thing. With crypto running and just the overall hype around these groups that are involved with, you know, stable coins or quote unquote crypto treasuries, right? Or just overall any company that is associating itself with cryptocurrencies and adopting, the Bitcoin network or blockchain technology, right? Whatever it is, anything crypto. Okay, I'm just saying all these buzzwords. I think they have a lot of momentum left in them, and that's the reason why on Circle here, on a weekly perspective, even if it does look like a very textbook bear flag here, I think there's still a good chance that we can at least minimum continue to move up higher and kind of make a nice ascending channel, which is again an ascending channel. It is a bearish chart pattern, but the overall trend that occurs within the ascending channel is, well, up, right? And so I want to take advantage of that. So as long as we can just continue to move up higher with higher highs and higher lows, which we have been doing so far for the past 4 weeks here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's a pretty good idea that we can try to at least play this and follow that trend of higher highs and higher lows. But again, just make sure you guys keep watch on the weekly perspective and the weekly time frame here as well, because again, this could still very well be a bear flag, and we can be very wrong, right, about this potentially being an ascending channel where we could just see more development, a lot more development, maybe in the course of a couple more weeks, where we just see more upside before we break to the downside. Because again, an ascending channel is a bearish chart pattern, right? So again, make sure you guys understand those risks when you're looking at CRCL. Okay. All right, and with that being said, I am not going to look at any more tickers from this week's report, because again, this is kind of reserved for my readers, also for my private CFO Discord members as well. So again, if you guys want to read the full report for this week, all you need to do is take a look down below in the description box and just take a look at the very second link down below. It's very hard to miss, but it literally says CFO Swinger Watch Report. All right, so please take a look at that, click on it, and choose whatever tier you guys want to choose to subscribe to become a reader of the official CFO Swinger Watch Report. And just as a quick reminder, once you guys become a member, you guys have the free full opportunity to become a private member of the CFO Discord chat room, right, and the overall community, right? If you guys want to, right, it's an option, or it's a free option, right? So you get 2 things for the price of 1, right, as they say. So again, if you want access to a private CFO Discord member, all you need to do is become a member of the CFO Swinger Watch Report. Just simply become a reader, and you guys will have access to all of the goodness that is the private CFO Discord chat room. All right. Okay, well, that's kind of it for tonight, guys. Again, I don't want to go over more stuff, and again, my main point was just going over OSCR and reviewing it, because again, it's blasted off already due to news after hours as well from President Trump, who sounds like he's willing to not touch ACA, the Affordable Care Act. And again, OSCR really focuses on providing healthcare options and insurance options to the masses, right? And that's kind of the point of ACA, and they work directly with the Affordable Care Act and try to stick to the regulations that were set up by the ACA. So, I think OSCR again has a lot of potential for the longer term. Most likely, we're going to be seeing a higher price than $30, but I think again, $30 per share is a very ideal and realistic target for OSCR, in my personal opinion here, based on the fundamental analysis that I've done so far for myself and the technical analysis alone, right? My technical analysis. And again, you guys should know my technical analysis is on point because I've been doing this for 8 years now. Right? So again, I'm not trying to goad here. I'm not trying to, brag to you guys, but I'm just saying that I have the experience with technical analysis. It's not always 100%, because again, TA alone, right? TA alone is not 100%, but again, you can gain an edge and become very good at it, which is where I am at. Okay, so OSCR, very, very good base here. Not multi-year, but I would say almost 2 years. So well, yeah, I guess you can say almost. No, it's not a multi-year. I'm like fighting in my own head to classify this as a multi-year or just a little over a year. But this is just a little over a year. Macro base here, right? It's a very, very good base. Okay, so I think there's a lot of potential here, guys. So make sure you guys take a look at OSCR Health. And there's a lot of bullish investors behind it, especially on the retail side. But hopefully we can see a lot more institutional buying coming in. And I think we saw that here on this candlestick as well in 2023. And also the massive amount of accumulation that we've been seeing for the last couple of months, right? For about 3 months. Okay. Alright, so with that being said, that is it for tonight's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you guys leave a like down below, and if anyone's watching the replay, make sure you guys hit that like button down below as well. And also, if you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Because again, the point of these streams is to give you guys trade ideas and valuable information, important information, but most importantly, applicable information that you guys can actually apply to your own trading accounts. Okay, and obviously, you guys can gain a lot more knowledge and a lot more experience through the CFO Swinger Watch Report. So please become a reader if you are yearning to learn and earn, and obviously to become a better trader. And again, if that is you, make sure you guys become a reader of the CFO Swinger Watch Report. Okay? Alright, well, again, that is it for tonight, guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday night at the same time at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, Joel and Do Nothing, thank you guys for your comments there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joel, for saying nice live. And again, Do Nothing, the same with the code emojis. Thank you very much. I really enjoy that from you. So yeah. I'll see you guys on Wednesday at the same time, and hopefully by Wednesday you guys are able to use the trade ideas and just the tickers that I've shown you guys in tonight's stream. Alright? Okay, good luck tomorrow, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your night.